All right, man. Touch up. You know what it is. Hey, how y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. All right, man. So today's episode might not be too long, might not be that long, but it's gonna be an episode. Today's episode, Kendrick Lamar, all the records he have broken from this GNX tour, and we gonna get into this because I think that a lot of people need to see this. A lot of people need to recognize that Kendrick Lamar is probably the biggest artist on the planet right now. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, or a lot of people are ashamed to say it, and some people just don't think it's true. But I mean, we got to go off what we seeing here. I mean, it is what it is. So before I get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is right here on the screen. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,000, almost 18,200. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you from. The numbers are growing. The page is growing. The channel is growing. We growing together. We're going to meet some new people on the way. We might not always agree, but we're going to have a nice conversation. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man. All right, man. This comes courtesy of Jalopy. You know what it is. Shout out to him and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man.
This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. Kendrick Lamar and SZA just finished the American leg of their tour, all right? What I think people don't understand, though, is the magnitude of what they just did. Of course, when we get on social media, when we talk to our friends, even when we attend these moments that are definitely going down in history, I think data contextualizes these moments even more. I think being able to see the records that they broke adds to the context of the greatness that they both secured by doing what they just finished doing. Because of this,
That was very well said. Very, very well said. I definitely think that we are in an age where this is uncharted territory for rappers. And the crazy thing is, we always speaking, and I'm not ragging on Drake. I'm not ragging on Drake. I'm just stating what it really is. We always speaking of how big Drake is. We always speaking of how big he was to the culture or whatever. But it just goes to show you that even Drake being who he is, someone can still surpass him. Now, not to say that Drake can't come out and surpass Kendrick, because that could happen. But the point I'm making is, you see how big hip hop is when Drake is the biggest, what they say, one of the biggest pop stars in the world, in a true to life, real, true to the art form of hip hop, has surpassed Drake. That should tell you something about Kendrick Lamar and how big he really is.
I'm about to show y'all every major record that this tour broke in this video. And right before we get to that, I just want to give Kendrick Lamar and SZA their flowers, okay? If you've been watching these guys as long as I've been watching these guys, you know how much work they put in and how much they had to grind and grind and grind to get where they are. And to keep the art at the forefront of what they do in the midst of all of that, it's beautiful, bro. But really, who would have thought that these two would be headlining a stadium tour? Not a stadium show here and there, you see what I'm saying? Like these other guys do, you see what I'm saying? I'm talking about a stadium tour. There are 30 plus shows in stadiums, and these two are headlining it. It's beautiful. It's amazing to see this level of black excellence, and the fact that they're fighting for the art form makes it even more beautiful. Now let's get.
That's very, very important for y'all to understand. Kendrick and SZA, Kendrick and SZA has done something that typically R&B, I would say even R&B and rappers, hip hop artists never did. And on top of that, they are really good together. I think SZA and Kendrick is the best female duo group of all time when it comes down to hip hop and R&B. I think they much better than Jay-Z and Beyonce. Even though they don't have an album, I think their chemistry is so fucking fire, man. They're so fire. Kendrick and SZA is so fire together. It's crazy how they just complement each other. I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
To these records, drop a like on the video if you haven't yet. The first record we're going to talk about actually happened on the opening night, the very first show. In Minneapolis on April 19, 2025, it was the first ever hip-hop concert to gross over 9 million in a single show, eclipsing Eminem's 2019 record of 8.7 million. Think about all of the superstar icons that we've gotten in hip-hop since its inception. We talking about the Tupacs of the world, the Jay-Z's of the world, the Eminems of the world, the Kanyes, the Drakes, when you talk about popularity, you see what I'm saying? For Kendrick Lamar to have this record over the Snoop Dogg's, the Ice Cubes, all of these legends, it only tells you where Kendrick Lamar is in his career currently.
And the crazy thing is, I don't see how anybody is still denying this. I don't see how any of these artists who claim that they're hip hop artists, but they always seem to say Drake is the GOAT or he's the biggest. I don't understand how none of them same artists is coming out and giving Kendrick his praise, but they're still saying that Drake is the best ever. And it's like, off of what? Oh yeah, because man, the bull got like 100 hits. It's like, okay, so what else makes him the GOAT? Because if I told you Kendrick Lamar did more stadiums and Drake never did a stadium, I can use that against you and say, well, this is what makes Kendrick bigger than Drake or better than Drake. Y'all going off of numbers and I'm going off of numbers. You know what I'm saying? So we're both going off of numbers. And then if I throw the accolades in there, Kendrick checks every box. I throw the albums in there, classic albums, classic singles, classic shows, record breaker, classic numbers on awards. I mean, just multiple awards. I don't understand where y'all coming up with this. Drake is still the best. Like what? I just don't get it off because he got records that went diamond. Like, I don't understand that. Like, that's your argument? Like, that's crazy to me.
Also was the largest stadium attendance for both Kendrick and SZA. Then they turned around and went to Houston. On April 23rd, 2025, they surpassed their previous gross with 9.45 million, setting a new single show rap concert revenue record. So now he's just beating his own records. Now they're just beating their own records. Another one, the American Tour Milestones by early May 2025, tied as the fastest tour in box score history ever to hit 100 million gross, achieving that in just 10 shows, matching Bad Bunny's record. Bro, are y'all understanding?
That's insane, bro. That's insane. You gotta understand. These Kendrick Lamar and SZA shows now are they're now are like Kendrick Lamar and SZA shows now are like it's like an experience now. It's like going to an amusement park for the first time. That's how these shows are. It's incredible. It's incredible.
We're witnessing here, this is the greatest run ever. This is the greatest run ever, bro, in hip hop history. It's gotta be. The fastest tour in box score history? Ever? Bro, there's a different way where you can look at these records in a different format. You see what I'm saying? When motherfuckers start arguing with you, just pull out this video and show them this, all right? So, it's the fastest tour to hit 100 million gross, and it did that in just 10 shows. It has the single show revenue, which means it grossed the most ever. You see what I'm saying? In a single show. The attendance peak was at 47,000. You see what I'm saying? This is a broken record for attendance peak. His concert milestones, it was the highest grossing hip hop stadium shows ever, right? Then you go to chart dominance. Luther stayed #1 for 11 weeks on Hot 100. It even broke Not Like Us. Luther broke like everybody's record for that one, bro. And this is what the records look like after the first show. This isn't even talking about the fact that they've been breaking a record over and over and over again down the line. They've set record gross numbers at every stadium stop, with each show surpassing the previous. Industry projections suggest the tour's on track to surpass 350 million total gross, overtaking Drake's 2023 tour record if momentum holds. It's crazy because if we fast forward, Our Generation Music reveals that the Dot and Scissor show at Seattle's Lemon Field grossed a total of 14 million from 60,000 tickets sold, overtaking the previous rap.
That's insane, bro. This nigga and Kendrick and SZA sold 60,000 tickets, bro. 60,000 people came to see them, bro. And I'm sure that there could have been more than that if they would have allowed it, if the stadium could hold more than that. This is crazy, bro.
Record in late April. The record I was telling y'all about on the first night. By the end of this tour, this got up to 14 million. What are we saying, bro? Kendrick Lamar and SZA have set an entirely new standard in entertainment. An entirely new standard. And the tour's not even done. It's not even done, bro. They got a whole other 2 legs to go through right now. You gotta appreciate history when you win it, because it don't happen a lot. You see what I'm saying? Passing history does, but historic moments like this? Nigga, do you understand that hip-hop is pop now? And not that it's pop as in it's conservative, or not conservative, it's commercial, right? But underground hip-hop, our shit, that is on the way to becoming the main sound for hip-hop.
Well, hip hop has already, in my opinion, has already been pop. The thing is, I think people get pop, and pop is really not a genre. It really isn't. Pop is just popular music. That's all it is. It's really not a genre. And I think a lot of people, they interpret pop with its own genre because most people that were pop were white or it wasn't hip hop based. Ever since the late 2000s, the late 2000s, going into 2010s, I believe that hip hop has overtaken, and it's been for a long time. I wasn't digging on my nose. I was just wiping my nose right here. It's always been, how would I say this? It's always been surpassed most of the genres. I think now, for the last 2-3 years, it hasn't been in the charts like that until Kendrick came back around. That's another thing that people not talking about. I think now that Kendrick is around, he put hip hop so far ahead of all these other genres that we have to consider it popular music. And I hate the fact that they use the term pop as if they use country, hip hop, R&B. Pop should have never been invented. It should have just been hip hop, R&B. But they had to put that out there that these are the popular artists. Jay-Z would be pop. You know what I'm saying? And then what they did was they started playing stuff that's not on urban radio. See, all it, and I could get into a whole theory of this, but I'm not going to. It's just too much. We here to celebrate Kendrick, so let's go.
Real hip hop is about to be pop. Do you understand what that means for the world? When hip hop is the dominant influence in this world, do you understand what that means, bro? This hip hop set this standard. Lil old hip hop set this standard, bruh. It's crazy. And I can say for myself, I've been to the GNX tour. I've been to the show. It's the first or second best show I've ever been to in my life. It's between that show and the Pop Out. Really. It was incredible, bro. Even the way they already talking about this tour, I promise you, a few years from now, the way they gonna talk about this tour, tour milestones in industry first. By late May, the Grand Nationals tour string of landmarks extended well beyond individual shows. Estimates reported the tour had already grossed $112 million after its first 10 shows. What? This is crazy, bro. Pundits are projecting that if current trends hold, the Grand National Tour will end as the highest grossing rap tour in history. And he never abandoned the genre in order to do it. He never went pop in order to do it. He stayed hip hop and got it done. The biggest.
See, and I think that right there, what he just said is very important. But I also, in my opinion, I think it's misleading, not from him, but from what the industry has created. At the same time, he's right. Because if you think about it, pop music is popular music. But it doesn't, because Michael Jackson, they call him the king of pop, right? A bunch of artists you would say is pop. But a lot of times they don't, how would I say this? They don't correlate hip hop with that until now. But I'm saying that hip hop has been pop. They just didn't want to recognize it. I'm talking about us. But other people have recognized it because it's a big money maker. You gotta understand that. But what he's saying is absolutely right. He's absolutely right. But at the same time, the way they made it, the industry, they made it where it's, how would I say this? They made it for us to feel like that's not an achievement. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like the industry made it like that's not an achievement. Stick to your urban music. Stick to your raps. You can never be this big. You can't be big as Michael Jackson. You can't be big as these artists. And now you see Kendrick Lamar has surpassed even Michael Jackson, some of his things that he has done. So you already know. So let's keep it going.
Underground artists of all time. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed and you've been watching a lot, subscribe. If you're new here,
make sure y'all go subscribe to him, man. He does a lot of good work. Subscribe and donate to his channel if you can, man. You know what I mean? Donate to his channel. So, the whole thing with the pop thing, I'll get into that in another episode. I'll actually break that down, how I really feel about pop music and hip hop music and all the genres, and why I think that pop music is hip hop music, pop music is country music, pop music is whatever. But it was always catered towards a different audience and not urban audience. But I think once urban audience have infiltrated the pop music scene, now all you see is hip hop as pop music. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But shout out to Kendrick Lamar, shout out to SZA. I'm happy for them. They broke all these records. You cannot deny both of them. And everybody that's trying to still deny Kendrick Lamar's where he stands in the game as the greatest of all time, I just don't know what to tell you no more. I don't know what to tell you. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye. I'm out of here. At least I'm trying to.